What's up? It is your guy, Mark My Words. Coming back to you, bro. Today, I want to talk to you about a little bit of workout programming. So, the programming of your workout, meaning how many sets, how many reps, what's your split, meaning what days do you train, what body parts, things of that nature, right? How many sets, how many reps you should be doing, things like that. Because we see that a lot of guys are hitting the gym hard, they're going hard, they're putting in 100%, but their programming is off, right? And so if you're not an advanced if you're not advanced in training, a lot of times you'll get the programming wrong. And let's be clear about something. Everybody has gotten their programming wrong at some point. At some point, my brother, everybody. The athletes, the bodybuilders, the trainers, everybody has gotten it wrong before, myself included. So just want to talk to you a little bit because we can save a lot of time, you know what I mean, and make some gains. So if you like the information I put out in this video, bro, like I always say, please like and subscribe to the channel. That just lets me know that I'm putting out the right content at the right time for the right reason, baby boy. You understand? And on top of that, I'd like you to share the episode if you feel like it was informative. Information that comes from somebody who you love, meaning when you share the episode to someone, they look at it a different way because they say, oh, he already saw this. The information must be valid. I know it's coming from a good place because it's coming from somebody who fools with me like that. All right? So it's very important that you share these episodes or share these videos. Now, programming, bro. So it's people that train for real. Like the guys that you watch or the guys you follow on IG, these guys that are former college athletes and whatnot, bro, they have programs. So they just don't go to the gym and say, oh, I'm hitting chest today, and they just pop around to a couple different machines. That's not what they do, bro. They don't go in the gym and say, oh, I might do some legs, I might hit a little shoulders, I might do a little biceps. That's not what they do. Trust me on that, fam. Most of these guys are on a strict program, and that means that the days that they train, certain body parts is already laid out. So on Mondays, they might hit chest and triceps. Tuesdays, back and biceps. Then they rest a day. Then they come back and hit legs and shoulders. Okay? Now, then they might have a hit day on Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday off, and then they'll do it again. All right? But you have to have an actual program. Now, this is if you want to see results, fam. And honestly, man, if you're on my channel and if you surf these other channels, what's the point of being in the gym if you're not going there to get results? What are you going there to see the girls? That doesn't make any sense. That's a waste of time. You should be going there to become the best. You should be trying to be the best you can at everything you do all the time, especially when it comes to your health, bro. So gaining muscle, gaining strength, getting in better shape is all part of it. So you're programming, bro. So first off, let's be clear about something. If you were to go buy a car today, if you were to go buy a house, if you were buying a boat, a jet ski, a gun, you would probably do a little research on it. Bro, this is no different. And to be honest with you, it's actually more crucial to do research on something like this because you only get one body, bro. If you buy the wrong boat, you can return that and get another boat. You only get one shot at this. And it takes too much work to build muscle, too much work to obtain a flat abdominal section, too much work for you to build up your calf muscles and just get your body all the way together, bro. Get your endurance up, get your heart rate right. It's too much work to be doing it the wrong way. So you absolutely should be researching what type of program would fit. Now, bro, there are 1,000 different resources you could use to research what program you should be involved with. Most of them, they go for, you tell them what your body type is, what your age is, and what your level is, what your knowledge level is. Sometimes, man, listen, bro, if you haven't worked out in 20 years, you can't have the same program that a guy who's been working out for the last 20 years has. It's not gonna work for you, all right? Even if you used to go hard, if you're just getting back into it, you still have to start. You have to start slow. You can't jump in where you used to be. So let's start there. Don't try to jump in where you used to be, bro. A lot of us, we worked out in our 20s and 30s, right? We worked out, played basketball, we went bowling all the time, rode bikes, mountain climbing, all type of shit. Volleyball on the beach, right? So we're realizing now, as middle-aged men, that we didn't even eat correctly. Most of us put garbage in our bodies. But we were still able to make it happen and look pretty good. Well, bro, you ain't 28 no more. You understand? So what you were doing for that decade, between 20 years old and 30 years, you can't do that anymore. You cannot do that anymore. So you have to get a program that fits where you're at in life right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Bro, listen. If you get the basics down, okay, you might be able to skip a couple steps along the way. But you want to start at the bottom. And bro, nobody's watching and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you don't have 225 on the bench, bro, as soon as you come back in the gym. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're not going to build strength correctly if you're not on the right program. So you have to get a program that is conducive to where you are right now. And you have to be realistic with yourself, bro. If you haven't been in the gym in 5-10 years, you're not going to be able to jump back in where you were at when you were rolling. I know you want to get back there. And you can. Let's be clear about something. If you were 28 and you took off for 10 years and now you're 38, your body will get right back to what you was at 28. Now, there's some wear and tear that happened, right? There's some bad sleep that happened. There's some drinking that happened. All those things happen. So let's be clear that it is a tad bit different. But I've seen a lot of people get pretty much back to their same weight that they were, body fat percentage, strength, bro, their numbers on the squat, the deadlift, bench press, everything. Like, a lot of stuff can get back to where it was. You might just not be able to perform exactly how you did when you were 28, meaning you might not be able to lift weights, go eat a burger, and then go play 18 games of volleyball on the beach. You might just be able to play 4 games after lifting like that. And you might actually have to eat sensibly in between and not eat a burger, okay? So, understanding that. So, research programs that are conducive to your actual age, not where you want to be, but where you are. You understand? And bro, start small, okay? So, I hear a lot of guys talk about what they want to do, getting back in the gym and how they want to approach it. And part of the biggest problem that they have is that they think they're going to get back into the gym at the same rate that they were, meaning they were going 5 days a week. So now they're going to go 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. Bro, it's almost impossible for you to do that if you haven't been to the gym in 5, 10, 3, 4 years. You got to work up to that. You have to work up to that. So, what you're going to do is, instead of now you want to get to going 5 days a week, of course, right? 4 days a week, whatever's your flavor, 6 days. You got to start small. If you got to get up an hour and a half earlier, bro, give yourself some grace and say, this week I'm going to do it twice. Next week I'm going to do it twice. The third week I'm going to go to 3 times. The fourth week I'm going to stay at 3 times. The fifth week I'm going to bump it up. Gradually get yourself to that schedule that you can handle. You have to understand that your body is not used to waking up and taking a beating, bro, 60 minutes after you got up. Even if you're using supplements, bro, yes, they help. But again, you have to give your body time to adjust. Just give your body some time to adjust to it, bro. And trust me, the gains that you will make in that first couple weeks are going to be monumental anyway, because, bro, your muscles have not gone through the stress that they're going to go through. You understand? If you haven't been working out at all, it's going to be a shock to your system, bro. So you're going to see differences right away, right? Let's be realistic about your goals, right? And make your goals small and attainable. Small and attainable. So let's just use the bench press for an example. You haven't benched in 5 years. You go in there, first of all, bro, you're not going to be able to throw up 275 like you were, 245, 225. You're not going to be able to do that. So you got to start where you're comfortable. And whatever your program says, if your program says 3 sets of flat bench barbell press, then bro, you have to understand you need to be able to do 3 sets. So you got to put on a weight that you can handle and that you're going to be able to last through the workout with, right? You got to be mindful of some things. But one of the main things is, yes, you have muscle memory, and yes, your muscles will get back to a point that you'll be able to handle that 225 on the flat bench again. But bro, be clear about something. NFL players bench 225 at the combine. Now, a lot of times they do it for 18 reps, 25 reps, 30 reps. But bro, they've been training since they're 23 years old. They've been training since they were 16. They've never stopped. They never had a 5-year period where they stopped. You can't do what they do. You cannot do what they do. So if you start there, what'll happen is you'll get discouraged because you're not meeting your program, right? You're not meeting the reps and the sets. So you'll have issues with like discouragement, because that's what happens. We get discouraged. We think we can do something, we can't do it, and we get super discouraged. Next thing you know, we're skipping the gym. And we don't want that to happen. You got to build up. You got to build up. Also, bruh, with your programming, right? Follow it to a T. Now, I know that a lot of you think that you're experts in this game. That you're experts in the field of health and fitness, okay? But there's a reason why there's some people who get paid to do it and you don't, okay? Let them tell you what to do. Bro, these people, that's what they specialize in. It's health and fitness. Writing programs for people to gain strength and build their endurance. Follow it to a T. It's just like when you get directions and you have to put together a cabinet. Most of the time, if you follow the directions to a T, it will be a beautiful process. And you'll have a nice finished product. I hear a lot of guys say they got a program, but yeah, I mean, they're telling us to do this exercise and that exercise for 5 sets of 5, but I just made my own, I just do my own sets in my own reps. And bro, that's not going to produce the results you're looking for. You're looking for results. So if you go and actually research and buy into a program, let's just say it's $40 online, why would you do that and you're going to change the program? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So now that we're talking about it, programming, right? It's a really big deal, because you will think that, okay, I'm going to get on this flat bench and I'm going to do 3 sets of 10. But depending on your strength goals, bro, depending on how many days you can get to the gym, depending on your knowledge level, that might not be a good program for you. I know that's what you used to do. And bro, you have to understand something. When you were 28, you saw gains because you were 28. And, we just used to go in the gym, bro, and just play around for real. We're just doing stuff. Well, yeah, if you go in the gym and if you touch enough weights, bro, you will see muscle growth. I'm not saying that. What you are trying to do is get to a point, like really, really, really get to a certain goal. So you can't approach it the way you used to. So you actually have to look at this program and say, I want to build strength, I want to build endurance, I want to drop body fat. Whatever that program says, you need to do it. Not what you used to do. Because again, bro, your body changed. Now, again, you can get back to the same body fat percentage. You can get back to the same weight. You can pretty much look the same. But it is going to cause for you to be different. Because remember, when you were 28, you would go play 18 games of volleyball on the beach. You're not doing that now. You don't even have the time. If your body could handle it, you don't have the time. And obviously, your metabolism is different now. There's just a lot of things that are different, but we have to just take into account that most likely you don't have the same activity level. So I was saying that because your programming didn't matter as much back then because you were so active, right? Your metabolic rate was different. Your sleep might have been different. Your stress levels were lower, most likely, because most likely you didn't have a mortgage. You didn't have kids. You didn't have tuition payments, right? So you were able to drop body fat, drop weight, or keep it off really easily. So now it's different. So you really have to pay attention to your programming, all right? So we talked about being realistic And also, one of the biggest things is, bro, let's set short and realistic goals. Meaning, like, if you are 275 pounds and you're about to get back in the gym for the first time in 5 years, right? Great. You can't give yourself a goal, I'm going to lose 30 pounds by the end of the summer. That's 3 months. That's 10 pounds a month. Now, bro, can you do that? Yes, you can. I've seen people do it. You've seen people do it. It's just a little unrealistic. Because as soon as things happen, as soon as you go on vacation, as soon as there's too many cookouts, yeah, you backslide. Next thing you know, man, you're weighing in. You gained a couple pounds. You're all discouraged. If you make it 5 pounds a month, like the normal person at a normal rate, bro, to drop 8 pounds in a month, bro, that's like a really, really, really good goal. Like, that's very, very realistic. And that's sometimes tough. So in your with your program, whatever program you're going to use, you have to set good short-term goals. And bro, most likely the program is going to tell you, if you started out by benching 100 pounds, by week 6 you should be benching 135, right? For working sets, obviously. So that means if you have 3 sets, you should be able to use 100 the whole time. And I understand you say, oh man, I can get way above that. I used to press way more than that. Again, it's going to give you realistic goals, because it's better to achieve small realistic goals, bro, than to fail on unrealistic goals. No matter what it is that you're doing in life, if you fail, you fail. If you fail, you fail. It doesn't make sense to set these goals, and it's going to be really hard for you to achieve. And I know that a lot of you guys will say, well, I want to make, tough goals for myself so that I reach for the sky. Bro, that's cool, and that works for certain guys. That doesn't work for the guy who hasn't been in the gym in 5 years. That works for the guys like me that we don't miss a day. I can set a crazy goal, and if I don't meet it, it's cool, because I went up a couple pounds on my squat, perhaps, right? And I won't get too discouraged by it. But I wouldn't have been able to do that when I was getting back in shape 2.5 years ago. I wouldn't have been able to do it that way. Set very small, and I mean minute goals. I'm going to go up 5 pounds on the bench. I'm going to go up 10 pounds on my squat. Oh, in 3 weeks, I'm going to be able to do 8 pull-ups instead of 7. Bro, I'm telling you, because there's something that happens just with your confidence, bro, when you achieve the goals, even though they weren't that big. Even if they weren't that big, when you achieve them, there's something that happens. So let's just be realistic with the goals. So as far as your programming, bro, I just want to make sure that you understand your goal is to lose body weight. Most of you want to lose body weight and gain muscle. We use weight as a barometer, but body weight, body fat, and body weight are 2 different things, right? I was saying that incorrectly. So most of you want to lose body fat and gain muscle. So what that looks like is, when you see a guy in the gym, and we all know this guy, in some shirts he looks small. It's like 6 foot. He looks like he's pretty thin, right? Then he's in the gym and he has a tank top on and he looks massive. And you're like, yo, how does this dude look so muscular, but I just saw him in a sweatshirt and he looked thin? That's because his body fat percentage is low, okay? It's nothing to do with his weight, body fat. So you will see some people, and normally I see this happen with women a lot. They will gain weight. They'll go from 145 pounds to 155. But their dress size will go down. That's because they're lifting weights, bro. And they're eating correctly. And they're getting their sleep. So their body fat percentage decreases. They build more muscle and they have less fat. When you're fat, you go that way. When you build muscle, you go this way. Okay? So that's why you will see guys that have muscular legs and they'll be wearing 32s or 30s or 34s in jeans. And you're like, this dude's legs are huge. How does he fit in these jeans? Because his body is not wide. When you have a high body fat percentage, your body is wide, right? When your body fat percentage goes down, you become narrow. But when you build muscle, that increases your depth. So when you look at them from the side, right? If you're looking at them from the side, either the right side or the left side, that's where you see their thickness, okay? So that guy at the gym has these huge arms, but he's not bulky, okay? Because his body fat percentage is low. That's what you're shooting for. So that's why they talk about your protein intake. That's why they talk about your sleep. That's why they talk about getting in your steps. And that's why they talk about having the correct programming for your workouts. Because if you do those things correctly, right, you will see that your size will go down. Meaning if you're in a size 42 pant, you're going to see that go down to a 36. But you might weigh the same because you're losing body fat, okay? And the weight is coming from you building muscle. Muscle is expensive tissue, so it weighs more than fat, right? So you might be losing fat, but you're gaining muscle, so your weight stays the same. But you're wearing a smaller size. You went from wearing a 42 waist and an XL shirt to now you're wearing a medium shirt and 36 waist pants. And you're like, how is this happening? I'm the same weight. Body fat. But it's all about your programming, fam. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. The days of just going in the gym and just doing whatever you want, those days are over. Just like we do anything else, man. Consult with a professional. That's really what they get paid to do. Consult with a professional. Get a great program to be on. And not just for 4 weeks, man. 6 months. You know what I mean? Even if you go 90-day cycles but if you switch up too much, you know what I mean? It's good to do something for like 6 months, half a year, because then you really get into a groove with it. And I know there's going to be times you plateau a little bit, but that program is going to keep you focused. And that's another thing that a program does that I didn't mention. Bro, it keeps you focused and it takes all the guesswork out. You're super focused with a program, bro. Like, you just got to follow it. Oh, today is back, biceps, a little bit of ab work. I'm going to do exactly what my program says. What's the worst that can happen, bro? It don't work. That's the worst that can happen. But most of the time, hey, if you follow these programs to a T, bro, they work. So we got to get better at doing the research when it comes to our strength building, our diet, our sleep regimen, bro, our habits. We got to get better with the programming. It's just like you making a schedule for yourself for work so that you don't waste time. That's exactly what a program would be for the gym or a strength training program, okay? That's exactly what that would be. It's the same thing. It is an actual schedule for you to follow in the gym, and if you follow that schedule, you will be productive. All right? Bro, it's $100 to buy a program. $70, $40. What are we talking about here? That's like a round of drinks. You can't even get a hotel stay for that anymore. Let's be real. So we gotta take this health and fitness serious, man. And we gotta approach it as if we're beginners, if we're inexperienced and we have no knowledge. We gotta approach it that way. And then once you gain your momentum and you get back in your groove, man, you can start kind of veering off. But I'm telling you, most of these guys, man, that you follow, if they look amazing, bro, they have a program. Now, they might have come up with their own, right, after years of using other people's, or they just, they're certified trainers, perhaps. They're fitness coaches. So they were able to develop a program. But there's expertise built in, either from them or from somebody else. So, bro, don't be no different. Realistic goals. Be realistic with where you are at your age and your level and how long you've been outside of the gym. Be serious about getting on a program. Set small goals. Attain small goals. Don't shoot yourself in the foot by putting too much on your plate. It's going to be hard for you to go 7 days a week, bro, and you haven't been in 3 years. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying it's going to be hard. All right? So, if you are someone who is in need of a little bit more one-on-one type of coaching, right? And it might just be you're good in the gym, but your life outside the gym needs some tightening up. You got some bad habits you need to get rid of. That might be the case for you, bro. Go down in the description. Book a call with me. We'll get on the phone and maybe we'll see if you and I need to establish a relationship once a week, twice a month, every other week, however we got to do it. But I might find that you need a nutritionist. I might find you need a therapist. You might need to get rid of these vices, bro. You might need to go talk to somebody about that. If that is the case, I'll help you connect with some resources in your area and get you on the right path, bro, because we are trying to make each other better. That's it. I don't win if you stay the same, and you don't win if you stay the same. You understand? So go down in the description, book a call with me, bro. We'll get online, we'll handle it. All right? So share this episode with somebody if you feel like it was informative. If you feel like you got good content out of this, please share it with somebody else. Leave them a little note. Hey, bro, this was 27 minutes. I thought it was good use of my time, so I'm sharing it with you now. All right? But I always appreciate y'all for tuning in, bro. Your time is valuable, and so is mine. So it is your guy, mark my words. I'm back at you on the flip side, homie.